Welcome back to Sandra Sells Tells. Real estate, real people, real Plymouth. Grab your coffee, take a walk with a dog, or settle into your favorite chair because today we're talking about something we all need more of, travel. And I love to travel. So my guest today is David Lagerblade from Castle and Sand Travel. Whether you're dreaming of a Disney vacation, an all-inclusive beach escape, a European adventure, or that bucket list trip you've been putting off, David helps turn travel dreams into reality. We're going to talk about planning, trends, mistakes travelers make, and how working with a travel advisor can actually save some time, stress, and sometimes even money. So welcome to the show, David.
Thanks for having me. I'm good to be here.
Yeah, I'm excited to have you because I love to travel. So tell me a little bit about yourself, Castle and Sand Travel. How did you get into the travel business?
Well, long story short, I did a family vacation with my daughter when she was 5. We went to Disney. My in-laws went, and then my wife's aunt and uncle went as well. So it became a big group going to Disney. I planned the whole thing from soup to nuts, day by day. We did it when she was 5. We did it 3 years later when she was 8. My wife at that point said, you know what, you should try doing this for other people. And that's kind of how it started getting that way. I looked into it, started doing all the training I needed to do. I get certified, which is not necessary, but I thought it was good to have some background and a little understanding how the system works before I start dealing with people in their dream vacations. And from there, Castle and Sand was formed in October of 23.
Very good. And so Castle, does that come from the Disney Castle?
It does, yeah.
Look at me being smart.
Yeah.
All right. So what types of trips do you specialize in?
All of them.
All of them.
I will do anything. I've done a lot of honeymoons, a lot more Europe than I initially intended to, but I've gotten into a lot of that. Caribbean vacations. I've done multi-generational trips, family trips, group trips. I've done 2 groups with over 25 people in each group. So those are actually really good. They're really fun to do.
I bet.
Can be interesting. But yeah, any kind of trip. Weekend getaways, you name it.
All right. I like it. What is the biggest misconception people have about using a travel advisor?
So a lot of people think that when you call a travel advisor, it's for a very complex trip or a luxury-based trip, and that's simply just not true. The whole idea is that I can help with any kind of trip you want, and I take all the burden off you. So instead of you sitting there and researching everything and trying to figure out where you want to go and what's the best place to stay, just constant research, being online nonstop, I can take care of that for you, and I can take care of all that off your plate.
I love that because I've done that, and it's a lot of work.
Just gives everyone a little bit of clarity, instead of we kind of narrow it down and make it simpler for everybody.
Yeah, and it can be overwhelming. You can go down the rabbit hole, and then you're comparing prices. I'm trying to save this and that, and no, I love that. I love somebody else doing the work for me.
Exactly.
I have a sister-in-law that does that, and I'm like, good, just tell me where to book.
Yeah,
to
right,
reserve.
exactly. Where do we need to go?
Do all the work, and I'll show up.
Yeah.
So why should someone work with a travel professional instead of booking everything themselves online? Kind of what I just talked about, because it's a pain in the ass.
Yeah, everyone can do it. You can do it on your own. That's obviously everyone's prerogative to do what they want, whatever they want to do. But do you want to have 20 tabs open on your computer screen? Do you want to keep searching for reviews? Do you want to keep talking to other people? And if you start looking, you know how it is nowadays. If you start looking at one thing on Facebook or Instagram or just Googling it, it shows up everywhere, and you're going to get bombarded with all different kinds of opinions and whatnot. And that's where I come in to kind of take all that noise away, like I said, and just kind of narrow it down and just make it a simple process so you can say, okay, this looks good. Yeah, I like that.
I like it too. So what are some of the most popular destinations right now?
Ooh, right now, it's usually the same. It's the go-tos. It's Italy, it's France, it's Portugal, it's Spain. It's the places with culture and food and a little bit of everything. You can get some history with all the monuments. You can get some ocean time. They're always good. The Caribbean's always good. Mexico, Jamaica, Dominican Republic are always easy ones to get to. They're usually pretty budget friendly. St. Lucia is always a favorite of mine. But there's plenty of places out there. Japan has always been kind of on the edge of a hot spot.
Yeah.
That's usually trending pretty well.
It's starting to trend really well. In fact, my youngest son and his wife just went for 2 months.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah, they planned it all themselves. I didn't know you then.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, they went for 2 months and they absolutely loved it. He learned the language before they went. So he spoke it, she didn't.
You've seen a lot of smaller cities too, like places you wouldn't think of that are just kind of up and coming because it's a slower pace than not as crowded as the big cities.
Yeah.
But those smaller European cities are coming up pretty big too. now.
Nice. Yeah, I've known a lot of people lately too with Portugal. So it's
Yeah.
funny you said that. That's a popular
Portugal's
one
a
right
big
now.
one.
Right now. Yeah.
A lot of people are going more towards the Azores.
Yeah.
Just with the scenery alone, it's almost like they call it the Hawaii of the East Coast. because
Somebody
it's
just
like
mentioned that to me too recently that I know said that. No,
Yep.
if you're going to do one, do that.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
all right. Well, we'll talk. You
All
can
right,
help
we
me
will
plan
talk.
that for next year.
Absolutely.
Would you say that people are traveling differently today than they were a few years ago?
Absolutely. Absolutely. People years ago, you just wanted to get away.
Yeah.
You really didn't put much focus on where you just wanted to go someplace, get away. You want to go to a hotel, you want to go to a beach and just kind of stay there. Now people want an experience, they want an adventure, they want to make sure it's worth it for them. You know, is the hotel worth it? Is it a good spot? Is the experience going to be nice? Is the food good? You know, we're going to remember this whole trip. That's what people are really interested in now.
Yeah, you're absolutely right about that. As I mentioned earlier, I have a sister-in-law who likes to book one for a large family that I'm from internationally every other year. And I don't always do it, but what I like about it is that experience. You said the word experience.
Yep.
So I'm assuming that you're able to do, you can find the place, the hotel, the airfare, yada, yada, but experiences. So do you create and find, for instance, when I went to Italy, we did a pasta making class, right?
Yep. Absolutely.
So can you do that at
any place, almost any place around the world? There's always going to be something that I can kind of look at, and I'll try to get an idea of how people like to travel and things they're looking for. I mean, everyone wants something different. Some people want to do nothing. Some people want to go do everything they can. If you want a cooking class, you can find a cooking class. There's companies that I use that are just local tour guides that you can actually customize a tour for the entire day. So if you're going to Italy and you say, I want to hit Rome this day and I want to do everything, you can go around Rome for the entire day with one personal guide and get you anywhere.
Love this. Love this. Okay, so what would you say is the biggest mistake travelers make when planning a vacation?
So a lot of people just look at the bottom line. You look at the You look at the money. Okay, it's not value; it's price. The value of what you're going to get out of it. It may not be the cheapest hotel isn't always the best option, just because it fits in your budget.
Yep.
Sometimes you spend a little more to get a better experience. It might not be much more, but just a little bit. And it sounds hard up front to say you got to spend a little more.
Yeah.
But in the long run,
you get what you pay for.
Exactly. And some of the cheaper ones, they don't have everything included. Like some of the little bit more money might get you all your transfers included. They might get you other options at the hotel that you wouldn't normally get at a cheaper place.
Yeah.
So value is what you get out of it is the value, and that's really what you want, the experience. You don't want to come back going, oh, I didn't know I had to pay for this fee. I didn't have to pay for that fee. You want to know about it up front.
I know people have done that. And they thought they were getting a great deal on
it always
the
sounds
online
good.
sources.
Yes.
And then they realized, oh, wait.
I've told people before, there's a lot of hidden fees in there. You just got to make sure you find them. And I usually try to make sure anything that's not included up front is you know about it.
Yeah, good. So how far in advance should people start planning a trip?
When you're looking for a big trip like Europe, Disney, any kind of bigger trip, you want to at least go 8 to 12 months out.
8 to 12 months out, okay.
So airfare, you typically can't book for 330 to 360 days. So you're a little under a year.
Is it smart to get airfare that far out?
No, you want to wait a little bit.
Thank you. I thought so. I mean, that's what I do, but I just want to see if I was right.
Usually it depends on international and domestic. It's a little bit different. Domestic, 1 to 3 months out is your sweet spot. And international, 4 to 8 months is your sweet spot.
Okay.
When it first comes out, if you look at pricing for international flights, they're sky high. And then all of a sudden, the more routes that open up, the lower the price will get a little bit. And you gotta just find that sweet spot. And when you see it, just go for it.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
What are some ways travelers can get the most value from their vacation budget?
The best way is a couple different ways. You got to be flexible with your time. So wherever you're going, if it's peak season, you want to try to go before peak or after peak. If you can get in those little areas, you're going to find some great deals on hotels specifically. Airfare, maybe not so much, but hotels specifically, you'll find some great deals there.
Okay.
You got to find the right place for your budget. So just because, you might have a certain budget, there could be several different places you can go that will meet that budget. You're going to find the right one for the style that you want to travel with. Spend where it matters most. That's the big one. Some people, the hotel means more than the experience, and other people, the experience means more than a hotel. Some people look at it as a hotel, just a place to lay your head. Other people look at it as an experience, that part of the experience. So wherever you want to spend your money the most is where you're going to get the most out of it, obviously.
Makes sense.
And again, the hidden fees, that's a big one too. We got to keep mentioning the hidden fees.
Right.
And, that's what I'm there for.
Exactly. You can find those.
Exactly.
So would you say there's some destinations that are underrated or deserve more attention than they get?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. The Azores, like we talked about.
The Azores, okay.
Anything beyond Portugal, beyond Lisbon in Portugal.
Okay.
The Douro Valley is very good. Madeira is very good. Those places are really big. Slovenia, which is really an odd one to think about.
Yep.
It's right near Italy, Austria. You got a little bit of everything right there. It's a smaller place, a lot of culture. Europe obviously is a good one. Costa Rica is still one of my favorites.
Yeah.
Doesn't get a lot of love, but if it's something if you're into an adventure and beaches, you want a little bit of everything, it's really a really good place to go.
And it's pretty big.
It is pretty big.
So that was one of the trips my family's planned, and we went, and everybody kept saying, where in Costa? And I'm like, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, right.
Because I learned a little bit. I still don't remember where we went. But it does have a little bit of everything.
It's got a little bit of everything, yeah.
Yeah.
If you want
I might have picked a different area. It was a true relaxing one because the hotel was in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
Took like over an hour to get there, and even though it was only probably like 20 miles, it's just all back roads.
Yeah, the back roads in some of those Caribbean islands and some of in the Central America, they're not straight.
No,
they're very winding and very slow.
Yeah, it's a little risky.
Yeah, it makes you a little nervous, but when you get there, it's worth it.
They do it all the time,
exactly,
so they know.
Exactly.
But, yeah. So if someone's never used a travel advisor before, what does the process look like?
My process is pretty straightforward and pretty simple. I usually I get an email or a phone call from somebody, and I'll get a quick little rundown over the phone. Where do you want to go? When are you looking to go? How many people? And then from there, I'll get an email address. I have a pre-filled form I'll send out. Gets me names, how many people are going, what's your budget, how do you like to travel, what kind of preferences do you have when you travel, any allergies, all that kind of good stuff.
Yeah.
And then from there, I'll get a good idea of what they're looking for. And then I can start building an itinerary. And I use a platform that's called Turn. It's completely free to everyone that I have. And I'll set it up as an itinerary, and you can go through it. You can look at it piece by piece, and you have it when you travel. You can do it online, offline, it doesn't matter.
That's great.
And it gives you the ability to look through different options and say, okay, I like this one, I don't like that one. And you could message me on it. You could email me, call me, and say, I don't like this, but I like this. And we can start working from there. It's a process. Whittle it down, get the bones done first, and then from there, get all the little stuff done.
You get the ideas out there, but then we can talk about it.
Yep.
That's good.
Yeah.
So what's one of your favorite destinations that you've personally visited?
All of them. The first one that comes to my mind is from my honeymoon.
Yeah.
It was my first Caribbean trip. We went to St. Thomas, and we did a lot of island hopping from there.
Okay.
St. John, the Virgin Gorda, went to Joost van Dyke, kind of went all over the place. And it was a really good eye-opening experience to just island life. And even though it's a little bit more U.S.-based, it was a great experience. I went to Scotland when I was in high school. I was fortunate to go there twice for 2 weeks at a time. Great experience,
Nice.
Really eye-opening experience. And St. Lucia has always been one of my favorite places to go.
Why was Scotland eye-opening?
Just the historical, just as being a kid in high school and seeing a different country and how old it was.
Yep.
And, the cathedrals, the castles, just the way of life. It was really, really interesting to see that at a young age.
My family, the plans that they just did that trip this year. I didn't do it with them, but they said the same thing.
If you go to Scotland,
was incredible. It looked like it was cold in June. But
you got to go in August.
Okay. Yeah.
You go in August,
but
and
they stayed at a castle, and they said the same thing. Like it was like one of their favorite trips, but not their kids.
Yeah.
The kids loved Costa Rica.
There you go.
But they loved it for the history and exactly everything that you're saying. So I guess I'll add it to my bucket list.
Put it on your list.
I will. So what's one travel tip everyone should know before leaving home?
I can't do just
a
one.
Gazillion.
There's gonna be a bunch.
I know.
You got to build in some margins, and that's what I help with is you look at it and you say, okay, I'm gonna stay at this hotel. These are my flights, but you don't look at how long does it take to get from the airport to the hotel. How long does it take to get through customs on the way back if you have to go through customs? How long does it take to get to wherever you're going for an excursion? Does it ruin your whole day? Does it take the whole day? Just getting from the hotel to your airport, the airport to your hotel, does it take up the whole day? It could be an hour ride from one place to the other. Those are the kinds of things that are really, really important. That's what I I look at everything and say, does the schedule fit with this?
Yeah.
They all fit together.
That is a great travel tip because a lot of people don't take that into consideration. One of the reasons we didn't go to Scotland is because it was like a 2.5-hour trip from the airport to where they were staying. And my husband doesn't like those.
No.
He's like, I want to land and I want to get there. I do not want to drive.
understand.
He's not the one to explore. I would have loved it. I would have been okay with it because you're seeing the country and you're doing things, but not everybody does.
No, right,
And
right.
so if you're going with other people, you need to know all these little hidden things. So I'm glad that you said that. So I'm going to ask you just a quick round of hopefully you can answer it in one word or one sentence.
I'll do my best.
Okay, so this is a quick round travel edition. Carry-on only or checked luggage? I know that's a depends.
It really depends. If I could go carry-on only, I would.
Okay.
There's ways to do that too. You can grab a backpack that can almost act as a carry-on. It will fit under the seat.
So my young kids, the travelers, have done that.
Yep.
Yeah.
It works.
It works great.
It's much easier.
Yeah. I can't believe how much stuff can get in there. Plus, they have those things that suck the air out of it.
Yep.
And
Those travel tubes are the best things
Yes.
ever. Highly recommended.
Okay, good. Beach or mountains? This is for you.
Both. I would love to go to a place where you can do the beach and the mountains in one trip. That'd be my best. But
okay.
I've always been a mountain guy, but the beaches have my heart.
Okay, me too. Cruise or an all-inclusive resort?
All inclusive.
Okay. Window seat or aisle?
I give my wife the window. I take the aisle.
Oh, aren't you nice? Disney or Europe?
Disney in Europe?
Have you done that with your family yet?
Which, Europe or Disney?
Disney in Europe.
No.
Isn't there one in Europe?
No,
At Disney?
It was Disney Paris, but it's gone. It's gone now.
Oh, is it gone?
I think so. I'm not sure. There was Tokyo was gone. Tokyo was gone. Paris is still there, I believe.
Okay.
But I would do Europe.
Okay. Early flight or red eye?
Early flight.
Amen to that. I do not do well on red eyes, but I take them. Travel planner or spontaneous traveler?
I'm a planner, obviously.
You obviously are a planner. What if somebody's spontaneous, and I call you up and say, hey, I want to go away this weekend to such and such?
It's fine. We'll get you there. And then if you want to just play it by ear and when you get there, it's your choice. You can say, hey, you want to go there? Boom. Here you go. Have fun.
Okay. Passport stamp or souvenir?
Isn't the stamp the souvenir?
That should be. Good answer.
But those are going away. So just so you know.
I know. They don't always do it. I know. I know.
They're scanning everything now. So it's put in a database. So
Yeah.
It's not as much fun.
Amen. I do that. Exactly. Hotel or a vacation rental?
Depends on the location. Again, I would take a vacation rental in certain areas, but I would love the hotel just for the convenience of it.
So that's a question. Can you research the Airbnbs and plan that too for people?
Some.
Okay.
If it's more of a larger group looking for someplace special.
That holds 25 people.
Can do villas too.
Okay.
So villas all over the world.
Yeah. Yeah. We stayed in a nice one in France once that fit
They're beautiful. 20
people that we were with. It was incredible.
They are gorgeous.
Why didn't we stay here the whole week?
Exactly.
Tropical getaway or city adventure?
Tropical getaway.
All right. These are some great questions. You've been super helpful, and I will give you a shout out. So I met David at a networking group that we're part of, and we were just shooting the hay one day talking about what he does. And I had mentioned that in September, I'm planning a Nashville trip with my girlfriend because we have big birthdays coming up. She might be 10 years younger than me. But anyhow, big celebration. So I said, I might have to talk to you about that. And he sent me a couple different itineraries and ideas and labeled it birthday week. He listened. He was great. And it was good stuff. And it saved me a ton of time. So I will give him a personal shout out. And I will definitely be using him for the Azores for sure.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Yeah, yeah. So I always end my podcast with a key of the week, and it kind of depends on who I've been interviewing. So this week's key of the week is don't wait for the perfect time to travel.
Mm-hmm.
Time moves faster than we think, and experiences often become our most treasured memories. Plan the trip, make the memories, and enjoy the journey. That is very true, and one of my mottos is life is short, book the trip.
Love it.
Because It is. It's short. We need to do it. So, David, thank you so much for joining us
Thank you for
today.
having me. I appreciate it.
Yeah, it's been super interesting, and I hope people have taken notes on it and how you can take so much stress off of their plate.
Yeah. Any
in
questions?
planning
Any
a
questions?
thing.
Anyone can just call
Yeah.
me anytime or
And I
email
asked
me.
him a bunch of questions, so you can. He's got the Patience of Job, and he will continue to answer and change it for you if you don't like something. So
Absolutely.
don't be afraid to reach out to him. If somebody wanted to reach you, how would they do that?
You can email me, dave@castleandsandtravel.com. It's the easiest way. My website, castleandsandtravel.com, has all my information on there. You can just go right there and find me either a phone call or an email.
All right, Castle and Sand Travel. You have given us some great ideas, some practical tips, and maybe even inspired a few listeners to start planning their next adventure. Thank you for joining us for another episode of Sandra Sells and Tells. Real estate, real people, real Plymouth. If you're thinking of selling or buying, reach out for a conversation. And if you've enjoyed today's conversation, please subscribe, leave a review, and share it with someone who loves to travel. Until next time, keep exploring, keep making memories, and we'll see you on the next episode.